Normally, if you choose to skewer the Nightsong, things don't go so well for Isobel and the rest of Last Light Inn. But there's a trick you can use to let Shadowheart indulge her Charlie desires while still saving everyone at Last Light. And incredibly, there is unique dialogue with Isobel that can only be seen in this specific scenario. To do this, you'll need a party member other than Shadowheart that can cast my favorite spell. Yep, it's Silence again. Ungroup the Silencer and then send Shadowheart in to confront the Nightsong.
I have felt you coming.
Once the conversation starts, swap to the other character and cast Silence on top of the rest of the party, but it doesn't matter if you hit Nightsong with it. Then hop down to join the others. It's important that all 4 characters are inside the silence bubble before you finish the conversation. At this point, I need to mention that if Shadowheart is a companion, your avatar will always be pulled into the conversation no matter how far away you try to hide them. So, if your main character is the only one that can cast Silence, you can still do the trick, but it will take a couple extra steps. Start by splitting the party, and then hop your avatar straight off the ledge. Send Shadowheart to chat with Nightsong, then swap to one of your other companions to revive your dead character. Cast Silence in the proper spot, and then hop everyone down into the bubble. You'll also see that when companion Shadowheart doesn't have the player there to guide her, she will always kill the Nightsong. Whichever way you do it, after Shadowheart pokes the Nightsong and makes Shar happy, the narrator even tells you that Last Light is done for, but then nothing happens. Because everyone is silenced, the usual cutscene can't play, and it's actually that scene itself that is the trigger for the destruction of Last Light Inn. When you hop through the portal and return to Last Light, everyone's just chillin', having a great time. Now this does mean that the Harpers won't assist you in the assault on Moonrise, but if you thinned out the tower in advance, it'll still be easy. Just take care of Ketherick and Merkel as usual, and when you return to Moonrise Towers, Jaheira will be waiting there ready to be recruited. Isobel will also walk in and start looking around for Aelin, so you actually have to chase her down to talk to her and send her back to your camp.
Gods! One day you go to sleep and everything's square, and then you wake up and it's a dodecahedron with tentacles.
And once you reach Act 3, the gang's all here. Bex and Danis, the Iron Hand Gnomes, Dammon, and Lacrissa, who still doesn't have your money.
Alas, I've got nothing in my pockets but lint and disappointment.
And now that Isobel is in your camp, there's an entire conversation with her that can only be accessed when Aelin is dead but Isobel is still alive. And some of the things you can say to her are hilarious. I mean, terrible. They're terrible.
You did it. You killed him. Ketherick Thorm. My father. I had a safe haven. It was my duty to protect the people at Last Light. If I'd told them I was the daughter of Ketherick Thorm, they might have taken their chances in the darkness. On my life, I wouldn't go near magic so vile. I had no idea what he'd become until it was too late. I fled from him when I found out, and kept a sanctuary in the shadows, where I met Jaheira. Without you, we'd be there still. My father fell so far from light. The shadow of him nearly swallowed us all whole. Oh, I don't know. Change my hair color? Buy a horse? In seriousness, I intend to help you fight the Absolute. What lies behind the Absolute, that is. None of us will be safe until that looming horror is defeated. When the time comes, I'll fight at your side. In seriousness, my home needs me. It's still enveloped in Shar's horrific curse. If it can be cleansed, I'll find a way. But I admit that plays second fiddle to helping you. None of us will be safe until the horror behind the Absolute is defeated. When the time comes, I'll fight at your side. There is. But perhaps it's time you knew the entire truth. As you know, Ketheric Thorm was my father. He raised me to serve Selûne as my mother, rest her soul, had wished. He was everything to me, all my life. When an emissary of Selûne came to our little town, we were elated. Dame Aelin, daughter of the Moon Maiden herself. Tell me, do you believe in love at first sight? Nightsong? What do you mean? What? Does this mean she's still alive? I've got to find her. Set her free. Tell me everything you know, please. My father said she was gone. I tried to make peace with it, but she was so special. So very dear. When we met, it was like a lightning strike. My father wasn't sure about us. She was immortal, after all. But I never doubted. Liar! Wicked, wicked liar! Murderer! Get out of my sight before I do something you'll regret. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'll gather some supplies and head out shortly. Aelin, I can't believe she's alive. Before the day's end, I'll have her in my arms. Incredible. I hope Aelin's all right. I can't wait to have her in my arms again. You're lying. She can't be saved, can she? My father told me she was gone. It's true, isn't it? Why would you lie? What's the matter with you? Get out of my sight before I do something you'll regret. You... what? But she was immortal. How could she... how could you? Was it? Was it truly? I don't believe that. Not for a second. Get out of my sight before I do something you'll regret. Get away from me! Now! Oh, it won't. Then I suppose we'll just forget this little misstep. File it under lessons learned. I should hope so. I can't imagine what insane course of thought led you to murder someone so dear. You... what? But she was immortal. How could she... how could you? She is the Moon Maiden's daughter, and you call yourself a Selûnite. A mission! A mission! That Sharan murderer destroyed someone so precious, so good. You're disgusting. You killed someone so precious, so good. I knew Shah was wicked, but I'd hoped for better from you. Get out of my sight before I do something you'll regret.
I've actually got another trick to show you that also involves silence and Isobel. But first, let's see what Gale has to say about all this.
The crown.
Thanks, Gale. A while back, I made a short video about a trick I discovered to use silence to get Isobel's blessing without needing to fight Marcus. Just cast it so it covers the middle of the room, and when speaking to Isobel, the second part of the conversation where Marcus shows up will be unable to play. But in patch 6, doing that caused a bug that would lead to Isobel being killed as soon as you stepped into the Shadowfell. I was amazed when I saw in the patch 7 notes that this specific bug has been fixed, allowing the trick to work. They even created an entirely new flag just so the conversation will flow naturally. Now, I won't claim to be the first person to ever find this trick, though I may have been the first person to cast silence on the roof to avoid aggroing the flaming fists. When you use this trick, Marcus will even show up dead inside Zarel's office during the assault on Moonrise, so you can still grab his loot and tadpole if you want. Although if you combine this trick with the other silence trick on Nightsong, Marcus will never show up anywhere, forever waiting off stage for his cue to attack Isobel. Of course, another bug still slipped through their fingers. If you speak to Isobel on the balcony as Shadowheart, the conversation will proceed down a path specific to worshippers of Shar. But for no good reason, once it nears the end of the dialogue, there is an additional check that the character is specifically a cleric or paladin of Shar. If you change Shadowheart's class to anything else, the conversation will break at this point, also skipping the attack from Marcus. However, if you then try to talk to Isobel again, Marcus will suddenly show up. I've also made a long Act 2 guide video with way more tricks in it, so maybe give that a click and check it out. Thanks for watching.